Hey, Lane College, I'm supposed to shake your hand.
All right.
And tell you that Derek Davis said you're a prick.
Really?
Yeah. He said
All the way here.
All the way
He's
here.
not even here.
I know.
You got to make a video for that?
He told me to say, hey, give me $5.
Hey, he's a prick. $5?
$5.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
Bye.
Spooky Lou, another wonderful WrestleRoni for me and for you. I'm excited. We're back to having fun, baby. And I said, who's a fun guy? I know a fun guy, not a mushroom fun guy. A real fun G-U-Y guy. John Harris, how you feeling, buddy?
Awesome.
John, you don't seem too excited.
I don't want to not sound so excited because I'm definitely excited. I got on here before OK did, so woohoo.
Oh, good point. Damn, okay, slacking. You know what? It's crazy you mention him. We might as well get to the questions right out the gate because he was the only one to leave a question for this episode. Since you brought old Offie Kessler up, I might as well read his question to you. Are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
All right. Might as well just do it right out the gate here. Offie Kessler asks, what does John Harris think of the development of the PWL training class? You've been there. You've seen the progression. I think you know just as well as anybody. What can you tell me about the PWL training class, John?
Well, if nobody knows, but I'll tell everybody, I'm definitely a big PWL fan. I have a lot to do with PWL. I go watch the trainings a lot. I haul the rings. I do a lot with PWL. They have a lot of really good talent coming out. OK being one of them. But there's one that I really want to talk about.
Okay.
Because you don't see females much.
True.
Mary, which is a trainee there, has got the diehard heart to come out and be something.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know what she's going to go as. Really don't care. I just know her as Mary. And the bad thing is, I think she's somewhat one of the best coming talents as a trainee that I've seen in a lot of trainees.
And that's some big praise because there's some awesome talent up there. What separates her from the pack?
Well, she's just a little gal, but at training, when they say take a bump, she ain't squealing. I mean, she's just taking a bump. They say take a front flip, take a body slam. We had a big show down here in Raynell, and we was goofing off, and I'm 6'4", and she was standing on my shoulders doing flip off my shoulder on top of people.
Okay.
In the ring.
Nice.
So she's just a diehard. She wants to get in there and make it happen type kid. And I think if she can make it happen, she's going to. Right along with OK. OK he's done graduated and stuff. Really good kid. Wants to get out there. Good publicity. Everybody loves him. AJ Evans, really good kid. Puts all the kids out of PWL training, puts their heart into it. Okay. Your favorite, Lane Kiley.
What a piece of crap.
He come out of PWL training and turned into the butt crack of PWL.
That's
of course. I think, with a little bit of straightening, he might come back to realization that he ain't the almighty great one, but I don't know if that'll ever happen.
He came on my show and said he's the best wrestler, not only in West Virginia, in the world. He pissed some people off with that comment.
Well, I'll tell you what happened on that comment. He got dropped on his fucking head one too many times.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind.
Because there's way better out there. I've been to probably every venue from Battleground to Conquest to ASW to ACW. I mean, we used to travel them all, but I mean, it might make a lot of people mad, but PWL sort of stuck to me because, you know, they just did this big thing out here at the camp for the disabled people and stuff, and it's just, it's what they do, you know.
Oh, it's a good
But
group.
oh yeah, and I'm not bad talking nobody at all, and would never. But they just got to people. Indie wrestling right now, not to get off the subject, but indie wrestling right now need to quit bashing each other and have more out for each other, because it's not about the RSW, the PWL, the ASW. It's about the talent in West Virginia staying in West Virginia.
Right.
Because the more you bash each other, the worse it gets.
Sorry.
I mean,
My
and then
apologies.
well, the thing is, but then you get buttheads like the new syndicate come in here wanting to, well, if you ain't a wrestler, you shouldn't be in the ring. Well, I always thought in training, every training I ever thought, I thought the wrestler was supposed to not come out on people if they was in the ring.
Yeah.
I guess he wasn't trained enough. I guess he need to go back to kindergarten or something.
Please, somebody needs to discipline their asses. That's what they got.
That's
The
it.
fundamentals. They know what they're doing. They're great. I'll give them that. Hell, Gen Z just won another title last night. Props to you, dickhead. But yeah, they need some discipline.
Grandpa did. But I mean, what do his fans want anymore?
Please tell me.
I'm gonna tell you what fans want.
Okay.
Fan wants a lot less drama.
Okay.
Okay, and that's not saying anything wrong. Don't get me wrong.
I'm a big boy. You have at it. You have at it.
But you know, when I go to wrestling, I go to want to watch wrestling, not tiddlywinks pinch my ass wrestlers.
Okay.
You know, and if they want to come out on you, you know, there was 3 of them, and you're right. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Lane Cali, you're right. He's not a wrestler. Why did it take 3 of you to take him out?
Right.
I mean, why? You all are supposed to be professionals. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Okay. So in regards to that, what would have happened if a fan would have jumped in the ring and stomped a mud hole in your butts?
There you go. Yep.
I mean, 3-on-1, that's just wrong.
Stomped the hell out of me. I had shoe prints on my back for days.
I like to put feet print on their forehead for days.
Well, and I got to thank you, John. I got to give you props. Recently, PWL, you had your own little video with Lane Cali, and bro, that video got some views across all the social medias, so props to you.
Hey, $5 biggie bag, buddy.
That's right.
That's all it takes.
Hey, man, I think when it's all said and done, I'm going to owe you a little bit more than $5 because, yeah, man, that's getting some attention. Good
Well,
on you.
the thing is, you know, for $5, you just had somebody come halfway across the state telling him that he was a prick, and you know, and that was for $5.
Right.
What would somebody do for 50?
Oh, yeah, man. If I had some money, he'd be in trouble.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, speaking of which, he'll be coming to my neck of the woods July 25th. I'll see him there. But guess what, John? I'll be coming to your neck of the woods. I'll be heading up to PWL at the skating rink on August 4th. You excited for this show? You going to make it to that one?
I'm not gonna make it.
Well, okay.
I'm gonna be in the Bahamas.
Oh, well, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm taking PWL to Bahamas like I did the last time.
Okay. Well,
We go down there. Something I do with the wife. I mean, I love wrestling, but if I can get on a cruise ship, I'm getting on it.
Perfectly understandable. And since you mentioned the wife, have to give a huge thank you to your wife, Miss Grace Duncan Harris, for all the great video footage. Dude, she's pretty good with the camera. She gives old Spooky Lou a run for his money sometimes getting those shots. Props to her.
Let me tell you what, she does pretty good only having one eye.
Hey, well, yeah, even better, you know?
I mean, she gets right out there and she gets interaction with them all. She respects all the wrestlers. They all respect her. And, I mean, even the heels respect her.
Damn.
Because, I'm 6'5", 395 pounds. I ain't got no regulations on me. Don't disrespect the old wife.
I'm glad you mentioned that. You've done security for Jeff here and there. You don't have to name any names or anything, but has there ever been any situations where some fans got out of line and you had to settle them down, maybe even rough them up, throw them out a door or anything?
Believe it or not, absolutely not.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Because I got to tell you, I'll tell you a story about security.
Okay.
All right.
Please do.
I started going to Retro Reset, and old James Frost was a trainee through PWL.
Okay.
At that point in time, I didn't know who old James Frost was. Well, everybody knows I am the heel fan. If I've got something to say, I'm standing up saying it.
Okay.
I'm going to be loud. I'm going to scream at them wrestlers. I'm going to, they get in my face, I get in their face, blah, blah, blah. That's me. Well, old James, he was being security guard. And I got up and I was getting in. I forget which wrestler's face it was, and he started giving me all manners. And I looked, James, I told him where to go. Well, I calmed down a little bit, and here I come out wrestling again. Blah, blah, blah. And I jumped up, and I was all up in his face again, and we was just giving her back and forth, which I knew who, at that point in time, I really didn't know who James was, didn't really care.
Right.
Well, he come up here and he says, I told you to sit down. And I said, I told you to go yourself, and blah, blah, blah. And he went in the back, and he got Aaron and James. He's like, man, that big guy up there, I'm about to have to fight him, blah, blah, blah. They looked open the curtain. He says, oh, that's John. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
So ever since then, me and James have been pretty good buddies. I call him Slinky, because no matter how far you stretch a Slinky, it'll always bounce back. And seems to be, he keeps doing it. Him and BBC, those two right there come out of PWL training camp. Really good guys. Really good guys.
Oh yeah, the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, Black Ice is going to go somewhere. I'm thinking in the next 2 or 3 years, somebody's going to have to pick them boys up, because they're good. I mean, and the thing is they're still young good.
Yeah.
And they're only going to get better.
That's what frustrates me about the new sin, what we was talking about earlier. I mean, they're obviously good, but damn it.
Well, you can be good, then you can be but good.
Okay.
And the thing is there's only so far you can take something. I mean, being a wrestler, they want to call you out about getting in the ring. Well, they should call themselves out about why was there 3-on-1.
Right.
I mean, if Lane wasn't such a chicken, he wouldn't have had 3. And you got old Tyler comes out there. How he even become part of the syndicate, I have no clue.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But now you got wannabe Z coming out there wanting to be somebody he's not, And I've always been told you stick your head in somebody else's problem, you usually get it chopped off.
Right.
And he's wearing that little man bun on top of his head. That's where I give him the name Crockpot Head.
Okay.
Because it looks like his head's round and it's like a crock pot, and you use that little handle on top of his head to pick the lid off.
Yeah. Take a look what's inside. You ain't going to find much. I hope you ain't hungry.
That's it. But, it's so stupid. I want to be a new syndicate. I'm going to go fight with Lane Cali. Knowing that Lane Cali's being looked at already by many different people wanting to beat the far out of him.
Yeah.
What the world?
And I
I
don't
mean, that just
understand.
shows your brain did.
And back to Rossfield, he's pretty quick to forget who gave him opportunities when I was able to. Yeah, so it's what it
Well,
is.
the thing about Rossfield is Rossfield's, how to say Rossfield? Rossfield, I think, is a big follower.
Yep.
Another one that I'm going to call out, Matt Sizemore. Oh, sorry, Matthew Sizemore. Punks. I mean, let's follow my daddy's legend and become the new syndicate. Make your own legend, boy. Quit living
Right.
off your dad's shirt tails.
It makes no
I mean,
sense. I mean,
no.
like I say, they're all so good, and we're talking about how great the PWL training is. Props to Jeff, props to Aaron West, props to Jason Kincaid, everybody that has a hand in it. But
Yes.
I don't know. I think you got to kind of crack the whip on these guys a little bit, man.
Well, the thing about cracking the whip on them is now those ones has already graduated.
Yeah, no stopping it now.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't let the disease out. You know, it's like COVID. Yeah, you didn't let it escape. We're all going to die. Negative. They make a medicine for everything. And it might be $3,500,
hmm
but there's a medicine for everything.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
I mean, and they want to call out somebody that, and I'm going back to this again. I hate beating a goat to death, but you're not a wrestler.
Yeah. Why feud
Why
with a
you keep going
cameraman?
back? Exactly. You know why? Because they're too big of chickens to go hammer a wrestler.
That's part of it, and another part of it is Spooky Lou gets some eyes on him, regardless if he's a wrestler or not. I think they want a little bit of Spooky Lou's attention.
I think they want some of Spooky Lou's fans' attention
There you go.
because they can't get their own fan base.
And I'm kind enough to share it with them. I have to disagree with you on that, John. Believe it or not, anytime I talk some shit on Lane Cali, they come at me more than people come at him. He's either got some bot accounts or some, I don't know what the hell's
It's his
going on.
family. It's his family.
He got a
You know,
big
you can't-
family.
He does. You know, he does. Yeah, I don't worry about it. Let him come at me. I'm speaking my own mind.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and just like I told my wife, I was like, you know what? I'm doing it just because I can. And she recorded the video. Me calling him a prick for you. You know,
Much
whether
appreciated.
it's $5 or $10, guess what? It got done because it needed to be said.
There
And
you
it don't
go.
matter if it's PWL, ACW, RSW. Lane Cali is the same Lane Cali at every show.
He is a piece of shit everywhere he goes. And that's why I wanted you on here, John, because I knew you would speak your mind. I wanted to let the folks outside of West Virginia know what's going on outside of West Virginia. And you go to these different shows. Recently, you came down to RSW. And like I said,
Yep.
man, speak your mind. You know RSW is my home, but tell me what you saw at RSW. The good, the
I'll tell
bad,
you
the
what.
ugly.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not just booing and yaying the heels and the faces, because I rooted Tyler on.
Okay, yep.
You know, Logan Tyler, I rooted him on. He is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. He's never disrespected me as a heel or as a face. Never disrespected me.
Okay.
You know, and he is one of my favorite. I'm gonna give whoever is good. I'm gonna give props.
Right.
Period. You know, and the RSW champion, I think he needs his head kicked.
Oh, Dustin needs his head kicked.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I
Okay,
like
do
him.
tell. Why?
because he's a smart aleck. His wife's more talented than he is.
Uh-oh. Oh, God. Okay. Well,
She's
he's
a lot
smart
prettier than
aleck.
he is, too.
I got to hear more of this.
Well, you know, I asked if I could get my picture taken with him.
Okay.
He said, yeah. I said, can I get my picture taken body slamming you? He said, no.
Oh.
What makes the difference?
What makes the difference?
If I'm paying, you know, I really want to drop him on his head. Maybe.
I mean, that's our champ, man. We can't have you dropping our champ on his head. And not anybody.
I I wouldn't have dropped him.
Okay.
I mean, I would have set him down hard. I mean, easy.
Who else didn't you like at RSW?
Um, I don't know. RSW
Mhm.
is there's a lot of good people there. I will say that.
Uh-huh.
A lot of good wrestlers. Uh, I think that with due time, RSW will be right up there doing great. Not that they ain't already, but I mean, it's like I don't know how to explain it because I come to RSW because I brought Jeff Paul.
Right on.
That's back to PWL. I'm really loyal to PWL.
Right on.
I will not compare any other group to PWL because pretty much my heart's at PWL.
Yeah, it's a biased opinion, unfair
Yeah,
comparison. Same with me and RSW. I get it.
yeah. So asking me what I thought about it, and that's like here nor there.
Okay.
I'm not going to compare. I mean, I love wrestling all the way around. There's a lot of good talent because, I mean, we use RSW talent through PWL. I've seen RSW talent through other organizations. I mean, indie wrestling, period, in West Virginia has got to be the best there is.
It's never been better than it is right now.
Exactly. It's jacked up, dude. We have some good people in indie wrestling. Indie wrestling, period.
Yep.
I mean, promoters. We've got some pretty good promoters.
Yeah. You're going to all
I
these
mean,
different promotions. What's the differences you're seeing? Similarities? How can a promotion differentiate itself from the next guy?
some promoters have more money than others,
For sure.
and their show might seem to be bigger.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna be honest with you: the promoter that don't have the money, that's bringing in these kids that don't have the money to pay the extra money to get signatures and stuff, and you see the wrestlers giving them signatures anyways. That's the promoter I root for.
Yep.
I mean, it can't be all about the money. Okay, you've got to worry about your fan base. You've got to worry about your stability of your talent and everything else. I mean, that fourth show you're coming to in August,
Hmm.
you got the Barbarian coming, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Evan
and
Golden is
yeah,
out.
and PWL is probably a smaller group, I'd say,
Right.
but the promotion gets what it gets because people like it.
Right.
You know, people, and the one thing I say about PWL, they ain't gonna go brag about it.
Okay.
You know, like we'll take pictures and say thank you to the community of Bluefield or thank you to community of Concord or something like that. You know, we ain't gonna go say, well, we had 500 people here last night, blah blah blah.
A packed
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. Or I'm not gonna set everybody on one side of the wall and take a picture of it and say, hey, it's packed, but although all three other corners of the rings is not. You know?
Yep.
But I mean, people's got to realize it ain't about the numbers; it's about how many people leaves happy.
And who comes back? The
Yep.
people are coming back.
Yep.
I agree.
We got people from Bluefield that follows us everywhere.
Yeah. Same here.
Um, it's just, I mean,
And I was that wrestling fan. And believe me, I wasn't traveling the miles that these people do. I see our fans in Buchanan. I see them everywhere we go, the same group. And I mean, again, I loved wrestling. I loved indie wrestling, still do. But I wasn't traveling the miles these people were. So props to the fans,
Well,
man.
the thing is, the fans that's traveling these miles is the ones that's going to get the fans to come.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, you go see this flyer and you got this, and what kills me, you get to see this flyer and you got this wrestler in there, which is big, like a big wrestler. Say, I don't know, say Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Okay.
You got him on this flyer. He looks like he was back in when I was a kid.
You're right.
Then they get there and Hacksaw Jim Duggan don't look like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. They're like, who's this guy?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's Hacksaw Jim Duggan, but he's just a lot older right now.
Yep.
And the thing is these young kids is seeing stuff and they're like, who are these guys? Who are these guys? They've never been taught. These guys are the ones that made indie wrestling big. And then went to professional wrestling and made professional wrestling big.
Yeah.
But you can't count out the small guys. I mean, there's one kid that's in our group that I'm just going to say it. I can't stand him.
Okay.
I'd like to choke him 99% of the time. And one day it'll probably end up happening. That's that stupid Mac Mendoza.
Oh, okay. What's the beef there? What's wrong?
Well, hey, I don't know. He's just Mac Mendoza.
You just can't. Just one of those types. Can't put your finger on it, huh?
Well, he ain't big enough to fill his tights, for one.
Well, but the play devil's advocate on that one. We've proven here in West Virginia, size ain't really that big of a deal. Air Duzan's a fine example.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just saying it. I mean, old Mac Mendoza, he's got my number, and he knows how to pick me and really tick me off. And it's not through the fact that he's dating my daughter. Yeah, that's even worse.
I bet you that has a lot to do with it, man. That'd be hard to deal with. Beavis is dating your daughter, you know? You always want the best for your kids.
Yeah, I tell her, you got Beavis in my house. What the hell? Beavis acts more like Butthead. But, I don't know. Let's go back to Lane Cali and Tyler Rotsfield and all them.
Yeah, we can talk shit on them all day. I'm fine with that.
Did you ever see, did my wife ever send you the picture where their heads are all popped out of the black curtain?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Lane loves that picture. That's his profile picture. That's everywhere Lane Cali is. You see that picture.
It looks like a bad pimple. He's popped.
Yeah. The three-headed pimple.
Yeah, I'm back on Gen Z, man. I don't know if he's just trying to be a follower or what's going on with that, but somebody's going to have to step foot on that one because, you can't have people like that come in RSW disrespecting people.
Well, and I'll be the first to say, I've run my mouth. I've earned a few slaps in the face. That's fine, but slap me in the face. Don't hit me from behind, pussy.
3 of them.
3 of them.
3 of them.
Oh, we've only just begun.
If you was 400 pounds and deadlift 1,000 pounds, would 3 of them jumped on you? No. If you was a wrestler, would the 3 of them jumped on you? No. That's the whole fact. That's what they said. Well, if you ain't a wrestler, you don't belong in a ring. Then wrestlers don't deserve to jump on people that ain't wrestlers either, do they?
Yeah, exactly. Lane told me the reason he never shook my hands at shows because I'm not one of them. Like, what sense? Like, I'm talking before the show starts, before bell time, man, when we're all human beings. There's no division. I'm a human, same as you.
What's he mean? You ain't one of them. I mean, I don't
haven't
understand that.
trained.
You ain't a bad disease or what?
I've taken less than 100 bumps, I guess. You know, it gives you. I get the mentality, but I'll prove myself to him. I'll prove myself to all three of those dorks.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that I'll do it. I've got friends, John. You know that. I'm a pretty
Oh, yeah.
well-liked guy. Maybe not so much anymore, but I used to be.
Well, you ain't got to be liked by many. You just got to be liked by some.
There you go. I'll take what I can get. I will
That's
say.
it.
I will say the channel's doing better than it ever has. We have bounced back in a big way, getting all kinds of views. A big thank you to you and Grace again for shooting me over some footage from PWL. It's getting views. We're doing all right over here on WrestleRoni. Yeah, doing just fine.
Well, that's what we got to do is watch out for each other's backs. But, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Indie wrestling's really fired up in West Virginia. It really is.
Yep.
And every promotion has good talent.
For sure.
And every promotion is promoting their talent pretty good right now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of talent's coming from out of state too, which is awesome.
Right.
Because, I mean, that means everybody's getting drawn to West Virginia.
Yeah. You mentioned the Barbarian coming to PWL on the 4th. This Thursday, we got O'Shea Edwards coming to RSW. I mean, there's some names coming in.
Exactly.
At the same time, we don't need the names, though. We're doing just fine without them.
Yeah. Yeah, but in regards of that, I must say, it's good to let people see the old talent.
Yeah, that.
And it's good to let the new talent interact with the old talent.
Exactly what I was going to say. Exactly. Iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
Exactly right. Well, we're talking about the good stuff. Tell me, John, what was the best match you saw out of all promotions last year? Give me the best match you've seen so far this year.
This year, I must say it had to be Jeff Paul and Cyclops.
Okay, the
Last
recent
week.
one? Okay.
At the camp. Yep, that was like one of the best matches I've seen. A no-call match.
Mm-hmm.
Two of the finest, and I'm not saying it just because I run with PWL, but two of the finest wrestlers right there. I mean, that match was ran with no calls.
Okay.
They said, let's do this match, and they did it. And it turned out awesome.
For well over 20
Everybody at the
minutes.
camp. But yeah, I would say that was one of my top favorite matches.
I can definitely understand why. It was definitely a fun one. I liked it when Jeff hit him with the chair, and Jeff said, "Oh yeah, this is a no DQ match too."
Oh yeah, yeah. I got to carry the cute redhead out.
Okay. Don't get yourself.
I'll say that.
Don't get yourself. You know she's gonna watch this.
Listen, my wife would be sitting beside me, and I'd say it because she knows there ain't nothing going on there.
Right.
Teresa is a really good friend, but
what can we do
yeah.
to improve West Virginia wrestling? We're doing good. From your point of view, I think you're allowed to say this sort of thing because you go to enough shows, you see what's happening. What can we do to improve things around here? If
I
I'm
think
part of
if
the problem, don't sugarcoat it. Believe me, I've heard it enough
no,
lately.
if you was an ass, I would tell you you was an ass.
Okay, fair enough.
But I think if the promoters would work a little more together and let talent actually be talent for everybody instead of don't work for them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let indie wrestling be indie wrestling.
And to clarify your point on that, I know for a fact that Jeff and Tim, RSW and PWL, make it clear to their talent, work for whoever you want. Work for my enemy even, right after my show. You can even miss my show to work for my enemy, as long as you're getting paid and making your money.
Make the money, increase your talent, show yourself who you are. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, if indie wrestling has to be with one promotion, how often do they get to wrestle?
There you go.
I mean, it is. I mean, usually we're once a month. This month we've got 2. I mean, how is that getting anybody out there if we're only allowed to wrestle for one person?
More.
And I'm telling you, I've been to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee to watch wrestling. I've been to Kentucky to watch wrestling. I've been to Ohio to watch wrestling. I've been everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I've hauled rings to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's indie wrestling is out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and there is in so many different states. There's so much different talent. But when I come back to West Virginia, I see the talent I like.
Okay.
Because today I'm a wrestler. I wrestle my match. We might not get along, but at the end of the day, we're here to do the same thing. We're here to put on a show for the crowd.
Exactly. And back to your point about people working together, I'm the first to say egos are necessary in wrestling. But a lot of these promoters have bigger egos than the boys do. It's insane to me. And again, we're talking about how great the West Virginia scene is, and it is. It's on fire right now, better than ever. But still, we're West Virginia independent wrestling. We're not California, we're not Philly, we're not Chicago, we're West Virginia. So let's calm those egos a bit.
We're West Virginia wrestling, not big bucks wrestling.
Right.
But what fans need to understand is these guys coming here for 20, 40 bucks to wrestle, to put on a show for you. I seen one fan spit on one of the wrestlers, and I wanted to punch him in the face.
Oh, yeah, no.
I mean, I might get up and yell and holler at him or anything, but I'm trying to keep the show going.
Exactly. I get that.
You know, I know how far to take mine. I mean, I took it way too far one time, but one of the wrestlers put his hands on me, and yeah, that wasn't a good thing. First show ever been thrown out of.
Well,
Got thrown out, but I went back in and helped him tear down the ring. No love lost, you know.
there
It
you
was
go.
all great, but I have nothing bad to say about anybody. I'm just saying, you know, people need to start respecting that boundary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it has a lot to do with West Virginia fans aren't what they call the smart marks. They're not watching all these GCW shows or Japan shows. They're like, oh, wrestling's in town. I used to watch wrestling back in the 90s. Let's go check it out. Which it works for us.
Let's go poke a bear.
Yeah, it works for us and it hurts us too. You know, they're totally into the stories. They're rabid. They're vocal, but yeah, you can't spit on people. You can't be putting your hands on people. Hell, I went to shows with people that knew everything about wrestling, had watched the same shoot interviews I had, and were trying to fight people in the parking lot. I'm like, bro, you know how this works.
The thing that I've figured out about wrestling and everything that goes with it is you have wrestling fans.
Okay.
And then you just have them people.
Okay.
A wrestling fan knows when he comes in there why he's there, you know. And then you have them people that just comes there just like you said. Oh, wrestling's in town. Let's go see what kind of trouble we can start.
Yeah.
But, you know, once you weed them out, everything's great.
Yeah. It really is.
I'm saying we, but I'm gonna say we. We at PWL, we got the skating ring we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time it's the normal fans. Sometimes we have some newbies. Great fan crowd. Good people. Understands. You know, that's why we don't have no problem. They understand. that, well, there's a couple I don't know if they understand. I don't even think they understand how to breathe, but um, it's just, but some of these bigger shows, they're like, oh, this is a big show. Let's go see how stupid we can be.
Yeah, make the shows about themselves.
Yeah, and the theory is that fan wants to go up there and poke at wrestler. Don't he know that wrestler is trained? He could really hurt you.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this, but I'm stupid. I mean, the other day, I'm not telling you. I come through the barriers, but it was what it was, But
what pissed you off so much?
he crushed my fucking Reese cups.
Oh well, okay.
In my pocket.
Yeah, fuck that. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Don't mess with a fat guy's Reese cup. Period.
It'd be like somebody breaking my cigarettes. I get it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Then he poked me. He poked the bear. I was already mad, so it all turned out all right. Like I said, at the end of the day, we were all fine.
Yeah, not to make a big deal of it or anything, but I kind of got to side with you. I mean, if we're telling fans not to put their hands on the wrestlers, not to spit on the wrestlers. Wrestlers, you've been trained, don't put your hands on the fans.
Exactly. And in that regard, back to Dumb and Dumber.
Right.
You're not a wrestler, Spooky.
Yeah.
You're one of the biggest fans there is. Why'd they come out and put their hands on you?
Just trying to have a nice moment in front of my hometown crowd. Never did get to make my big announcement. I did it on the live stream that nobody watched. Nobody even knows what the hell I announced because I got beat up. But, hey, that's going to be handled. They started a war they should have never started. I promise you. Spooky Blue has plan A through Z in place.
Okay. As long as you got 1, 2, 3 there, too.
Oh, yeah. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
I call them the Three Stooges.
That's kind of down into the Three Stooges at this point. But, is what it is. Is what it is, man.
But I'm just going to say it, I think a lot's got to do with back to the PWL talent, which I hate going back there because I know it seems like I'm favoritism. Well, I am.
Yeah, that's fair.
PWL's got a lot of good talent coming out. Mason Paul, he's getting there. Laura, she's getting there. She's probably one of our biggest fulfillments and manager position. I call her Chucky's bride because she comes out in her leather coat all the time.
Okay.
She hates me for that. I'll probably get a middle finger sticking up at me when she listens to this, but that's okay. I love her anyways. And then we got OK. He's okay.
He's okay.
We got Mac Mendoza coming out. Brody.
Doing
Marcus
well.
Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Mayhem he's going to be something to compete with, boys. That's all I can tell you.
And you know what? I'll add to your point because you say you're playing favoritism to PWL, John. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think it's a pretty important point. Anytime I make a post about the podcast, guess who's all over that post? The PWL kids. And it's because, you know what? Spooky Lou's going to say it. I think they wanted a little bit more than everybody else. They're the ones asking about this, asking about, OK, asking about PWL training. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want somebody to come on my podcast and put you over? I don't see that from a lot of our guys. Just saying.
Well, I'm just going to be straight up with you.
Let's be
Marcus Mayhem, he's a big old boy.
For sure.
And he's done giving Jeff Paul a run for his money.
Yep. It's on the channel.
And he's just a trainee.
Right on, okay.
So when he gets out of training, there better be some boys wearing some belts watching him.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, he's not joking. I mean, he's there for the long run.
And that,
Just put it that way.
And it goes back to my point about certain people just wanting it a little bit more than others. I see his post on social media. He's out there, book me. Here's my, here's my qualifications. Here's my graphic, everything. Again, anytime I make anything about the podcast, those PWL guys are knocking down my door, man. And, dude, that's going to make a difference in the long run.
Well, you can't put yourself out there if you don't.
Why do you think I'm so successful? It may even get to a point where it's straight up corny at times. But whatever, man, I want this.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you what, they have got the motivation, but they just don't get that motivation from themselves.
Okay.
They get that motivation from their trainers.
Okay.
Jeff James is on them all the time. Guys, put yourself out there. Let's hear it. Come on. You got Aaron West. Do this. You've got to be able to put yourself out there. Our trainers at PWL are probably, I'm not going to say it because I don't know any other trainers, but I'm going to say, in my opinion, Aaron West is probably one of the best. And definitely Jeff James is one of the best because he is, in my book, the best heel in West Virginia.
Fair enough.
Jeff Paul is the best heel in West Virginia. He can make somebody hate him in 2.2 seconds and not have to say a word.
Yeah, just that look on his damn face.
Well, that's that Barbie look.
Right.
I mean, but, how much clearer can you get anything? Your trainers has got to get your guys going.
Yeah.
Period. It all starts in the ring training. Everything.
Right.
If you don't have a good trainer, you don't have good wrestlers.
Oh, yeah.
And if your trainers don't teach you to put yourself out there, they're not doing it right.
Yeah.
It's just like football.
Mm-hmm.
Just like football. You don't become the top round draft pick because you sat on your butt on the sideline.
Right.
So, people can look at it how they want to.
Yeah. And let's talk about the importance of social media. I bring it up on the show all the time because I really think it could be a huge tool to any indie wrestler, not just in the state. John, the video of Lane slapping me in Morgantown, 92,000 views. That's some eyes on both of us, man. They slap me every day if 92,000 people's going to watch it.
Exactly. And I want to say social media, some of these kids that's coming out, even I'll call them the oldies, the indie wrestlers, they put their matches out there. That gets them publicity.
Yep.
Even if they send them to you.
Yeah.
You'll get it out there for them. I know this because you support indie wrestling 100%.
Guarantee it.
Had a girl, I friended her on TikTok. She's out of Michigan. Okay. She's an indie wrestler there. I just seen she was an indie wrestler. I friended her just because she's an indie wrestler.
There you go.
She said, "Are you one of my fans?" I said, "I'm a fan of all indie wrestling."
Okay.
She says, "Well, how do you know me?" I said, "Over TikTok. I watched her TikToks." She does TikTok of wrestling.
Uh-huh.
So I would have never known her even to be around if it wouldn't have been for social media.
Exactly. That's how I found MJF way back in the day. Years ago.
So.
And I'm like you, if any promotion I see on Facebook, I'll go ahead and give it a follow just so I can see what they're doing. They might not get the like. You got to work for Spooky Lou's like. But I'll follow every promotion out there, except for one. But I'll follow them all just to see what they're doing.
Well, the thing is, you say except for one, all right? And I'm going to comment on that, and I'm not going to say nothing bad about it. Okay. You might not follow that promotion, but those wrestlers you will.
There you go. And I might not follow them, but I peek in on them. I see what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. Because, it's not the wrestler's fault.
Exactly.
So, but Yeah.
To that argument, and we've made a lot of peace, we've made a lot of progress. So I don't want to dig at scabs or old wounds or anything, but I do have to put some fault on some wrestlers. Go out there, get trained, get properly trained. Hell, I'd love to have a match. I'd love to get Lane Cali in the ring right now, but I know he'd run circles around me and make me look like an idiot. Don't make a fool of yourself. That's what I'm saying.
You've got to listen. A real wrestling fan can see who's been trained and who hasn't been trained.
Yeah.
And if I go to a show, I can call them out.
Yeah.
I mean, the tag team, I'm gonna call out RSW.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm not calling them out nothing bad. The tag team match that we come and watched. Shoot, I'm trying to think of what their name was. The two guys.
Oh, I know what you're
The
talking
two
about.
big guys.
And I don't want to throw them under the bus because I love them, but I remember you mentioned this to me.
I love them to death too. But the guys they was wrestling, they was calling out every move to them because they kept forgetting them. The big guys wasn't forgetting them, but the other guys was. And finally, the other guy said, "Just count out." You know, I'm sitting right beside the ring. I can hear it. You're done. Count it. You know, it's over with.
Okay,
So,
and I'm glad you brought that up. I thought you was talking about something else. Now, when he said that, it was because a certain vet that's been in this business since supposedly 1981 was supposed to run in on that match and hit somebody, and Lord knows what he was doing. I guarantee you, talking about himself. So, yeah, I heard that too. But it wasn't on those four. It was on the vet that was supposed to run in.
that's what I was calling.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was calling.
And I remember you mentioning something about certain people being a little loud. You could hear a lot of stuff. And I've noticed who you said that about. I've noticed that in a lot of matches, Spooky Lou has to do a lot of editing to take some pieces out so we don't give away everything in wrestling.
Yeah, and you know, but that all comes in time.
Right.
Because these are young wrestlers doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it comes in time. But if somebody like me don't look at them and say, "Hey, I heard you calling this whole match," how are they going to know?
There you go.
You know, but if you do that to some people, they get offended about it.
Mm-hmm. And I was watching.
Well,
I was watching a match last night that I was putting up. I was right in their face when they were in a rest hold. And by goodness, these two figured out a way to communicate without Spooky Lou's right in their damn face. And by goodness, they figured out how to communicate. There's a way around it.
well, I mean, it's just like I was talking about that match between Jeff Paul and Cyclops, man. They communicated that whole match and never verbally said a word.
There you go. There's people
But-
working in Mexico that don't know Spanish. There's Spanish workers working in, the States that don't know English. It can happen.
And I'm going to give old Cyclops a good applause because I'm going to tell you right now, for somebody that works the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
that man is one of the best.
For sure.
He will get a dead crowd on their feet.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know. It's weird.
Have you seen the
Thinking that-
opposite where somebody will kill a crowd?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yep, I've seen. Yeah. I seen. Hey, listen. If I can't get a crowd going, nobody's getting a crowd going.
Right.
I mean, because I will make everybody in the crowd mad enough to get going, or they're either dead or in a coma.
I got you.
And I've been to a show that it was so quiet that you could hear a mouse drop
Okay.
and hit the floor and run across.
Yep.
But I'm not saying that I'm the best fan or the biggest fan or nothing. I'm not going to go there. But I'm going to tell you right now, indie wrestling in West Virginia is pretty strong. There's a lot of new talent coming out that I don't even know. because I don't really follow many of the other ones other than in our group.
Mhm.
But yeah, just to name, a few like I did from our group. And if I forgot any of them, I'm sorry, because every one of PWL's trainees is being taught by the best.
Oh, 110%. I'll tell you what,
And
John. Go ahead. You got another point.
another thing that they're teaching them is to humble themselves.
The majority are,
Well-
at least.
Well, I'm saying trainees now, not past
Okay,
ass trainees.
gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. They done graduated, dude. They're on their own. Mack truck type stuff,
Right.
But, it's just, the thing is when they come out of PWL, they're ready to go wrestle.
Right.
I mean, look at Black Ice. Black Ice wasn't even out of training yet, and they were good enough to hold tag team championships.
There you go.
I mean, that's just the type of top notch that's going on. I'm sure that every other trainer's is just as good, but I don't see them, so I can't brag on them.
There you go. That's fair. And hey, man, I mean, like I say, it's always PWL that's in a hurry to get on this podcast and brag about themselves. So who am I to stop that? Again, I'm a fan of PWL. I love what's going on there. So believe me, no, I get where you're coming from. What I was going to ask you, it came back to me. We've worked some miracles on this podcast before. We've spoken things into existence a lot. You see a lot of good stuff. Book me a dream match that hasn't happened yet that John would like to see.
Let me think.
Yeah.
I would like to see Jeff Paul versus Josh Bishop.
Oh, okay. Battle of the Blonde Boys.
Two dang good talents right there.
For sure.
And I think that would be a rocket match.
Guarantee it.
Because, I mean, I doubt if it'll ever happen because of, you know what I'm talking about. But I think that would be an awesome match.
Never say never. Never say never. Believe me, Jeff's on an upward trajectory. Josh Bishop's working everywhere. It could happen. It could very well happen.
I would love to see a Josh Bishop, Jeff Paul match.
Yeah, I want to see Josh Bishop go Psycho Sid on Jeff Paul. I'm about it. Well, John, we're in the final few minutes here, Bubby. In the final few minutes, I give everybody a chance to usually plug their merchandise. I doubt you have any of that, but anything you would like to plug, anything you want to put out there, compliments, complaints, anything you want to say before the podcast wraps up, the floor's all yours, sir.
Ha ha, Opie, I beat you on WrestleRoni. Gotcha.
Sorry, Opie. The invite is there. You let me know.
It's good talking to you, buddy.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on. I wanted to bring things, I said on the last episode, I wanted things to get fun again. And I talked to you and I said, that's a fun dude. We're going to have fun. And I think we did. My man. So I appreciate you coming on here. I'll ask you to hang on the line with me, John. To the listeners, man, hang in there. I'm glad you've hung in there. God bless you. It's been crazy lately. It certainly has. But it's going to get crazier. Just stay tuned and watch. I tell everybody, John, go out there and live your dreams. Treat each other with kindness and respect. At the same time, don't take no shit from some punk kids who just graduated high school, still shitting in their diapers, shitting and fighting with children.
Lane Crowley.
God bless you. I've said my piece. Thank you again, John. Thank you to the subscribers. Man, we're killing it right now, and I can't thank y'all enough. I love you. See you on the next one. Probably with Offie Cash.